Good evening. This is Fortitude through Stoicism, and this is day 45 for me. Doing things a little bit in reverse. I was kind of getting sick of recording in the hotel room, and every time I try and record it throughout the day, somebody literally came up and started talking to me when I was recording. So honestly, this is perfect because we're going to get into today's Stoic lesson, but again, I talk about living a Stoic life, and a lot of that is moderation. So I'm going to show you my dinner. Okay, it's a cheeseburger essentially, but since I'm not doing bread, I'm not really supposed to be doing bread. I use these Mission zero net carb little tortilla things. And there's some cheese on there, yes. But so that right there is over 50 grams of protein. It's literally zero net carbs with the fiber. Maybe there's 1 or 2 grams in each of the slices of the hard cheddar. But anyway, I do that at home because even though I get a $62 a day per diem, this keeps my average meal cost really low. So this is me living in moderation, right? Like I'm not going out. I could go out for a big steak dinner tonight. But again, if I do this, then I can use that extra money to pay for my virtual assistants, right? It's all money in. So again, this is something that I do. I cook that meat before I leave. I pack it in my suitcase on the outer pocket of my suitcase if I'm flying. And I bring all my meat with me. So I just wanted to show you guys that really quick. Getting in today, day 45, Fortitude through Stoicism. This month is all about passions and emotions. And today is Think Before You Act. Fittingly on Valentine's Day, think before you act, right? So I think somebody just knocked on my door. So anyway, here's the quote by my God, my eyes are getting really bad. Heraclitus? We're just gonna skip that one. It's a quote by a Greek philosopher. It's been a long day, guys. My eyesight is gone at the end of the day. And I think my brother jinxed me because the other day he said to me, he goes, all of a sudden, just one day I couldn't see up close, and now all of a sudden I can. So I think he jinxed me. But we forgive him because it's not in his control. So, all right, so here's the quote for the day. I can't even see it. Anyway, because it's like a different font size. For to be wise is only one thing, to fix our attention on our intelligence, which guides all things everywhere. Now, in school, all of my teachers considered me a bad student. I was unruly in class, I hated being told what to do, but that's just my personality type. I'm a lifetime learner. I have read over 1,000 books since I left school because I love to learn, but I love to learn the shit that I want to learn. Like this, I'm going down this deep rabbit hole of Stoicism. I'm doing it page by page for an entire year because I want to learn. And so on this point, everything that I've done in my life, I do a deep dive into it. I master. I do what I call become a professor of the jungle. And I heard this one time, I'm going to paraphrase it badly, but there is one general in history who defeated the French, the English, the Americans, the Chinese, the Koreans, the Russians. And that was one general. He was the Viet Cong general. At one point through his tenure, he defeated all those massive armies. And when he retired and lived to be an old man, right, nobody took this guy down. Again, I'm not even going to pronounce his name, so I'll butcher it. But when they asked him, how did you do this? He simply said, because I became a professor of my jungle. And, obviously he used the terrain to his advantage. But when you go deeper than that is, he really became a student of war, right? And he became such a learner of it that he could teach that lesson to his enemies, if you will. And so what I do is when I'm doing my deep dive into things, I don't just read, right? I look for those golden nuggets. I immerse myself every single day. Matter of fact, in my daily journal, I find a golden nugget. I find something of value in that day's lesson I can carry with me to enrich my mind, body, or soul. So like learning these diet tricks and, learning from my trainers and doing these study things and mentors and reading and lessons and seminars, and it has this snowball effect that soon throughout your life, you're just living in this place that you never thought imaginable. And my burger's getting cold. So we're going to wrap this up again. Day 45, Fortitude through Stoicism. I know I'm rather joyful today, so I'm going to moderate those emotions because this is my fate, right? I'm putting the energy into what I can control. Eudaimonia is the outcome, a life well lived, no regrets. If I die tomorrow, memento mori, we are going to die. I have lived a fulfilled life. So I'm going to rein in those emotions because I was getting too excited. Just like we don't want to get too upset. You saw it right here. I was getting too excited because life is good for me. It's my perception. It could be bad for me. That'd be my perception. Really what I need to do is accept my fate. And now I'm going to enjoy my burger. Have a good night.